Out of the blue, we spotted one of the rarest sharks in the world.
How's it going, guys? So I'm currently in Lanzarote, and you know I couldn't come somewhere warm with an ocean and not dive. So whilst I've been here, I've done 4 dives. 1 you'll see in a separate video, but 3 you'll see in this video. These dives were generally just to look at the life and see what we could find. And I had an encounter with one of the rarest and most endangered animals in the world, the angel shark. It was incredible, and it was one of the animals on my bucket list. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. My name's Adam, and welcome to Nature Scope.
The first 2 dives you'll see in this video were here in Playa Chica. We saw some incredible life, as you'll see in the footage we've got coming up. We saw a lot of these on the dives. These are greater weaver fish. They're the things we're sort of warned about in the UK but never really see. The dive guide also spotted this tiny little baby cuttlefish just relaxing on a rock. I always love seeing cuttlefish. They're one of the most interesting animals in the ocean for me, and the weirdest at the same time. The way that they move is almost like a spaceship. We then swam across this old bunch of rope, and at first it looked like nothing apart from the little starfish you can see on the side, but our dive guide started pointing things out, and we could see that there was a couple of seahorses wrapped around the rope. These are garden eels. If you've never seen one of these before, these are called Nudibranchs, and there's thought to be thousands of species across the world. Another, much larger cuttlefish passes by. And that was the end of dive 1. We saw some really cool things. The highlights have to be those cuttlefish. Dive 2 was in the same location, but we swam a bit further around the coast to a dive site called Black Beach. We actually started this dive by the rope that you saw towards the end of the last dive. We saw some more seahorses. This was my first time ever seeing them diving, so it was pretty cool. It's amazing how these waste things can support life. To the naked eye, this is just a piece of rope, but it's covered in so many plants. Fish were swimming all around it, and of course it was home to those seahorses. We spotted the tentacle sticking out of a rock, and a little common octopus was hiding underneath. Out of the blue, one of the people we were diving with spotted something buried in the sand. You can probably see the outline and the shape of it. This is an angel shark. It's one of the most threatened species of shark in the world. They're listed as critically endangered, which means they've got a very high chance of going extinct. They're actually the second most threatened species of shark or ray across the entire world. One of the reasons I really wanted to dive in the Canary Islands was to see an angel shark. The Canary Islands is one of their last strongholds, and over the winter they come all around the Canary Islands to breed, and you've got a really high chance of seeing them. They grow to around 2.5 meters long. This one was probably just under 2 meters, and they primarily eat fish and crabs. It's apparently quite rare to find them out and about swimming. You'll usually find them like this, buried underneath the sand, and what they're doing is they're waiting for a small fish or crab to come along so they can jump out of the sand and eat it. I sent information about my angel shark sighting to the Angel Shark Project Canary Islands. For more information, check the description below. This is another species of nudibranch like the one we saw earlier. They come in all shapes and all colours. We'll see one later in the video that's much different. Just look at this absolutely massive shoal of barracuda. There was easily about 2 dozen there, all lurking at the surface, waiting for a shoal of fish to come along so they could just start feasting. This little fish is known as a plainhead filefish. I've never seen one before. I've seen some sort of similar shaped fish, but never one that looked like that. This is another species of nudibranch. This one is completely different to the ones we've seen before and much more brightly coloured. That was the end of dive 2 on Playa Chica. The next day we went to Playa Blanca, I scuba dived the underwater museum here. That video is out now. I'll leave a link to that at the top of the screen, so go and check that out. We saw some incredible wildlife on this dive, but unfortunately we were left a little disappointed. Apparently the groups who dived this same site the day before saw 5 angel sharks and a load of rays. We saw none of that, but we still did see some great wildlife. This is some sort of species of spider crab. Without getting close to it, I can't give an exact ID. We saw some more huge shoals of barracuda. Not as many as last time, there was probably only about 10 or so, but we got to see them hunting. This huge shoal of fish you can see on screen now completely move out the way when the barracuda passes by. It's probably wise that all those fish move out the way, because they'll probably end up as dinner. This was an incredibly rare sight. We spotted a common octopus out and about in the open. Usually when you see octopus, they'll be hidden in little cracks and crevices. This one actually punches a fish, as you've just seen. I've seen plenty of octopus, but it's always been underneath rocks, hidden away. To see an octopus of this size out and about in the open was genuinely so special. Whilst we were doing our safety stop on the dive, we spotted this 7-armed starfish. I can't find an exact species ID, so if you know, let me know in the comments down below, but it looks similar to the spiny starfish we get in the UK, just with more arms. And that was the end of an amazing few dives in Lanzarote. I'm really glad I took the time to get out there and get in the water.
I really hope you enjoyed today's video. It was incredible to dive with the angel shark. Ever since I'd learnt about them and how much they were struggling, I really wanted to come to the Canaries, which is one of their last strongholds, and dive with them, so it was great to do that. If you enjoyed the video, leave us a like, it really helps us out. Have you ever been diving on the Canary Islands? Where did you go and what did you see? And subscribe to Naturescope to not miss any more future videos. Thanks again for watching, I'll see you next time. Cheers.